Morning, everybody. Can you all hear me? Yeah, great. Cool. So thank you for coming to our session on moving bad code to good code live coding session. My name is Krishnan. I'm one of the co-founders at Geektrust, along with Dhanush and Sneha, who's not here right now. I'll give a quick overview, very quick overview about Geektrust, then pass it over to Dhanush to take over the rest of the session. So I used to work at ThoughtWorks, was there for about 10 years, found it really hard to hire for my teams. And then I realized that good developers write better code than they do better resumes. So started Geektrust with the idea that, if you're a developer who's passionate about the craft of coding, show us some skills. And based on the skills, we connect you with companies. When we started, we had about 5-6 companies working with us, and primarily were smaller startups. Today, we have 100 plus companies from the likes of Intuit, Target, Society General, Scriptbox, ThoughtWorks, etc. that we work with. And the idea behind Geektrust is fairly straightforward. It is about writing what we call clean code. It is not about getting the output correct. It is not about data structure questions. It is not about algorithms. It is about writing readable, maintainable code. And the more we started going down this road, the more we realized that some of these concepts are not clear to a lot of our developers and not to a lot of the companies as well. So one of the things that we consider as our mission is also to spread the word about, writing good code. Our IT industry is a $200 billion industry over the last 30 years. And for us to grow and move forward, we have to step up our game in terms of how we write code. So these are our small efforts in that context. And the person who's going to run the session is Dhanush. Dhanush and I have known each other for 20 years. We have been roommates, friends, and right now he's CTO at Geektrust. And prior to Geektrust, Dhanush has worked at multiple startups. He's worked at ESPN, at Altair. Both of us started our careers with TechM and so on. So Dhanush, without taking away more time, let's start with the tech, and I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Krishan. Thanks a lot for everyone to join this session. So I'm trying to. I hope few of you, most of you would have got the problem statement which we have shared. So I'm just going to take you through. I'll share my screen. I'm going to take you through the problem statement first and just explain what we are trying to do. Let me share my screen. Okay. Are you guys able to see my screen? So this is one of. I hope that's an yes. I can't see the chat. So Dennis, let me Dennis or Krishan, let me know if there are any.
We can see your slide. It says keep in mind.
Yes. Yeah, so this is an old problem which we started off with when we started off in 2015. We had this problem. It's kind of a mix from the Mahabharata and a novel which I was reading at that time, and that novel had a big family tree. So we came up with this structure, where there is a family, there is a patriarch called King Shan, and then he has his children, grandchildren, wife, children have their spouses. So this is the whole family tree. And what we want to do today is, what the problem statement had was just two things. We should be given a name and a relationship. We should be able to print the correct relatives based on that relationship, and we should be able to add you should be able to add a child to a mother, right? So that thing is very particular. So you can add child only to a mother. So these are the two goals of the problem statement which you have to achieve. And this, if you have looked at our coding problem statements, this is a standard way in which we take in input and print the output. So inputs are read from a text file, and then output is printed onto the console. So in this case, there are two inputs. One is add child, which takes parameters like mother's name, child's name, and gender. And then there is another one which is get relationship, which takes the name of the person and the relationship they want to get. So if If you see the right hand side, um, the the examples, you'll see that get relationship Lavanya maternal land will print all the maternal lands of Lavanya. And going down, there are some there is explanations of all the relations we have to handle. So paternal uncle means father's brothers, maternal uncle means mother's brothers, things like that. Son, daughter, siblings are very straightforward. Uh, so this is the whole problem which we are trying to tackle today. And what I have here is a bad code, which I will explain why it is bad also. So this is something which I cooked up, looking at different things, and then came up with this. So first and foremost, I'll show you why this is a bad code using the Geektrust platform itself. First and foremost, it doesn't give the correct output, uh, which is good to have. And if you see, there are just three files. There's a main method which reads the family tree, and then getting the commands, reads the command. And then there's a family class here, which is pretty long and doing too many things in our opinion. uh, and so there are methods which are like multiple if conditions. uh, so which is there are like things like this which add more complexity. There are hard coded gender names. uh, in general, there are a lot of hard coded strings in this code, which makes which makes them magic numbers. And then if you want to change at one place, then you will have to change at multiple places. uh, then there is a person class, which uh, which is not really done well. First and foremost, it has a lot of all the setters which will break the encapsulation. Then it doesn't have adequate behavior. uh, so for example, uh, when I say adequate behavior, it has a method called add child, but it's just one behavior. There are multiple behaviors here which we can identify, like uh, you know uh, getting the children getting the children out, or getting sons out, getting the daughters out, getting all the siblings. And also, if you look at uh, uh, in a proper object oriented way, this is not clearly coupled, right? You have the connection towards his father and mother and the spouse is via strings, whereas the link to the children are via list of persons, right? So that is not really connected, because if you want to get the person object from the sorry, get the father object from the person, there's no way. You will have to go back, query on it, and then get it, right? Then I will show you how this runs. Uh, and there's a unit test which I just added something here just so that it will break, so that the build breaks. And we are following the structure which we give out of the box in Geektrust. So if you go to Geektrust coding challenges, any challenge, you can just download the starter kit. So this I'm using that starter kit here, because it makes my life easy. And this meet the family, just to call it out, you will not be able to submit it. We have done some settings in the backend so that it comes up here, and I can do a submission. We have retired this problem. So even if you try to submit it, it won't take it up. So that's why I'm going to explain you that problem today, right? That solution today. So let's do one thing. I just showed you the code. I'll just zip this, and then show you how it runs at the first instance. Okay. So this is the bad code I'm showing you. I'm just getting this is written in Java. Say it's written in Java 1.8. It's a Gradle build. It uses the Gradle as a build tool. So here you can see Java Gradle build starter kit, and then I'm uploading it. And First and foremost, when you're trying to solve any Geektrust challenge, you need to test your code. So we have provided test code and submit code here. Uh, so I'll do a test code, and hopefully this will come out soon. Yeah, so it's coming. So it says, we give an out detailed feedback here, which so you see all the IU, the correctness checks are failing. Did not pass all test cases. 6 out of 6 tests failed. It says no unit test found. Your submission failed at compile test stage. It will fail because I have a comparison error there. But it's maintainable because there is no duplicate code, and methods are written little there are no complicated methods. And when it fails, oops, whereas where there is no encapsulation breakages, sorry, there is encapsulation breakages, and it doesn't just follow good object modeling principles in general, which is what I explained earlier. And in readability, it says, yeah, there are many magic number sets, and size of the methods can be improved by keeping it small. It doesn't follow the single responsibility principle because, family is clearly doing too many things there, right? The family class. Uh, okay, so that's how it says, but still we will recommend this code because we say it passes some of our clean code parameters, and it might look at some companies, but this is not what we want. This is not really great. There are too many red flags here, but we still recommend you to submit your code and improve it later, because you can submit and improve later based on the score you get. At this point of time, it doesn't clearly look good. So the profile and the code may go with only some companies which have a low bar looking at your code, but it will not fly with most of the companies, right? So now let's see how we can fix this. So I'm going to remove this first of all, so that that fix is done. Now the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove all the setters, so that my my encapsulations will work, will not break. So, and sorry, I just want to call this out. I'm not a Java expert here. I used Java for the first 10 years of my career, and then I completely switched all the languages to so just bear with me if I make some mistakes. I might have to look up Stack Overflow or Google Docs. Sorry, yeah, Java Docs. So yeah, so this is what I will do first thing. Now you see that there are compilation errors coming in. The next thing what I will do here is change these fathers and mothers and sources all to uh, the person class. And let me do that here. I think so. Okay, so I think that there are some issues there. Compilations will come, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. So now person and mother name is changed to sorry, string, and this also person. Right, that's all right. So return this. Oh, this is also changed name. Sorry. That's issue. How did that? I don't know how did that change. Mostly a issue with the ID. So this is mostly done. I think we have removed the setters. I'll say okay. Now the next thing I'm going to change is when once you have changed the person, the father name to person, it doesn't make sense to name this variable as father name. So I'm going to rename that. Same with spouse. Just changing. Okay, so these refactorings are done. So we have a class which doesn't break encapsulation much. And now we need to fix the other things where I'm going to add some behavior onto here. But before that, it looks like we have a lot of issues in the compilation. So let's fix that. Um, okay, so this I think I did this minor mistake when I did that. So currently, I'm just fixing all the changes I did in the other class. So this lot of compilation as I did a mistake where I changed all the strings to person, which I shouldn't have done. I blame my lack of touch with IDs, uh, but we fix it. This session all about. Um, so- Okay, there is some comparison that I'm just. I'll fix those variable names when I'm refactoring it again. So let's continue changing this. It's an additional overhead. So done now. Okay, we are also going to solution. So this was how it was. So let me just run this. So in the starter kit, we have a run.sh which will build it and then execute the file. What it does is, so there are, okay, some more pages, which is in string. Yeah, that's so let's run this. Okay, now we have some null pointer exceptions and all those things, which is still okay, but all comparison issues are solved. Okay, now what I'm going to do is the person class is little, doesn't have enough behavior, and especially I feel when you look at this uh, review, right, relationship, right, the son, daughter, and siblings, I feel they should be the part of the person classes behavior, and what I'm going to do here is And most importantly, the other thing is, we have a lot of uh, genders copy pasted here. You see, uh, male, female. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an enum, which will, first, it will help us use that. So I'm going to create gender plus. Uh, Okay, so I have created this. Now I will use this instead of that. And so I'm changing the gender to a type name. Uh, so that's done. Now, so if you look at the family, this first thing, right? The get son and get daughter. I'm going to move this out from here and then use a parameterized gender. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to move this to uh, there. I'm going to rename this to get children with I'm not going to take in a person. I'm going to add this as a behavior of the person. So get children will take in a uh, uh, gender. Um, so person. Uh, so person becomes this dot get children and with the children equals not equal to gender. Right. So like this, I have the children. If gender is male, get all the child as yeah. So this is that. So what I'm going to do is now in family, I'm going to change this. So here I have person already. I'm going to say get children of gender dot male. Yeah. Now this will fail because I'm returning a list of persons. So I'm going to change the print statement now, even though it got fixed there. So I'm going to change this just a little rusty on the refactoring thing. So yes. So persons. So we have changed the print. Now you see all the other stuff has started breaking. So what I'm going to quickly do is to you know um, quickly going to comment this out, and okay, fix this because we changed the gender dot name. um, uh, okay, now system. uh, so I can technically remove daughter also, because I'll pass in the overload. So you are seeing, right? I just removed two methods from you know uh, two methods just like that, using an overloaded sorry or is using a parameterized get children method. Um, so okay, now let's see if this works. So before that, I will change the input statement. So if you look at our Gradle starter kit, there is sample input and input X. So I'm just going to keep this here and then get it back later. So add child Chitra Arya. So then get relationship Chitra daughter should print you know uh, the child which was added earlier, which is Arya. So let's look at that. Um, yeah. So uh, this is a purposefully added typo just to fail the thing. So if you see, our method works. Is Janaki and Arya is there. This is one way of doing it. The other way is where you can actually create a unit test for this. Um, so the same channel children, right? So I'll just add that later. So I'm just saying person. Uh, okay, we'll get to this later. I'll keep it here ready. Then I will just move a bit more things. I will also move siblings, because siblings, I feel it should be part of the person, because person siblings, person's parents, person's children should be easily accessible. So I'm moving this out to here, and this will go. I can even take a gender here if needed, but let's see first how to get the siblings. Siblings are father's children other than myself, right? So changing this to person, uh, this dot get father. This I don't know. This is something in the in the stand code. I'm going to remove that. Find person is not needed. We got the father dot get children. Now here, yeah, here this is the other thing which I'm going to add now. I'm going to we need to check whether the person who is in the object, which is this, is same as the person who we are checking, right? If they are same, we exclude them and we only add the siblings. So we need to override equals method. So I'm going to override that equals and hash code. So I'm just going to use only name just for the simplicity sake. Only name will be added in the in here, and I'm going to you see this just checks person's dot name. So what happens here is if child equals to uh, equals this, we just continue. because I don't want myself to be added as my sibling, right? So add this. Okay. Now father name, father is not needed because father is already an instance of this. So you're seeing the benefit of changing that type from string to person type, right? You don't need to find the person again, right? So it's directly available on your object. Now let's see, there is one related problem saying which is here, uh, which is, yeah. So I'm going to do some sibling list. I'm just going to rename this to siblings, which I feel is a better name. Uh, okay, now, yeah, sorry, this we had to change, right? So we had to change this to person dot get siblings. Right? Now we are getting all the siblings. So you see, behavior which was earlier added on family class is now entirely moved to person class, and that class has become a little more, meaty, uh, where it has some behavior along with it, right? Now let's quickly, yeah, just let's quickly write a unit test, and I will just uh, I just, for the time's sake, I'll just copy some code from here where it creates person. Yeah, given person, child. I want to get what? Get daughters, right? So I'll just say list of person. Uh, just going to assert this quickly. Assert. So, okay, let me assert that the length of daughters. So, sorry guys, this is just that I'm just little untouch, little out of touch with Java. So it's not empty, right? We had to assert it is not empty. Okay. Now I run this. Let's see, yeah, so it worked, right? So it worked, fixed. So get children, we have a test, we have now what we will do is we will fix the that typos which I said, right? These things I just, which I purposely put so that we will get correct. So as of now, our all the other relationship will not work because we need to fix that. And I have made this like this and move some code around. But still it is not a great code, but let's see. I will just do run test, see everything is okay. And then now let's see how what Geektrust platform is saying here. Okay. So, okay, so it's successful. Let me zip it. Right, so I'll just go here, resubmit, select the language, select the bill, table, uh, browse. I'm going to test the code. Uh, so you see this, this was breaking encapsulation error. Now we have fixed that. So now our code evaluation engine Kodu is saying that your submission is maintaining encapsulation. And correctness, you saw, we fixed some of them. So these are failing because we haven't implemented pattern learned and maternal learned and sister-in-laws. Uh, but rest of things have worked. Uh, Here, I think I need to check why this also is not working, but that's okay. The siblings we fixed. Expected is none, but it is printing out something. But that we'll check. Could be due to all the other issues, right? So now readability is still not great. We continue doing it. Now you see, it's detecting test cases. It said all unit tests passed. There are a total of one test, but the coverage is less than 70, which is around 10%, because understandable, because we only wrote one unit test for one function method, right? So we are not going to cover that. I think I will leave that as an exercise for you guys. I'm not going to cover that now. So what I'm going to do now is to split the next items to different classes. So what I'm trying to come up with is I will come up with a interface based approach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a class which is like sorry, an interface which is like a relatives finder. Okay, I'm going to name this relatives finder, um, and I'm going to write a method which will return a list of uh, relatives. Um, Given a person, right? Okay. So I'm going to clean this part up, this whole thing up. So I'm going to write these. Just going to uncomment this and then uh, come up with the first. Let's get the first thing, which is the paternal uncle. So I'm going to write a new class. Paternal uncle finder. I think the convention is to use I in thing. For time's sake, I'm not doing that. Now, paternal uncle is basically, well, let's look at the relationship. What is defined? Paternal uncle is father's brothers, right? Father's brothers. So what we need to do is we just need to do, fathers get siblings, right? You can even add get brothers, get sisters and all, but I'm not going to do that now. I will first check if person is null or person dot get father is null. I'm saying turn and this is going to return a new array list because I think I want to print none, right? So need to check that. Now if person is there and person has a father, so it is person dot get father dot get siblings. Now we have a problem. No, it returns all the siblings, right? But we need to get only uncles. right? Which is again gender based. So I will just copy this. Again, this can be improved, but this can be improved based on refactoring. You can have a common method and all. I'm not going to do that now. So I'm going to get all the siblings based on gender. Uh, 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 child dot gender. It's not equals. I should skip. I'm adding only my uncles or aunts or brothers or sisters. Right. So essentially, I mean, you can even have get brother. You can just maybe have get brothers and sisters, and then have a single private method which will help you do that. That's all up to you. But now I'm saying get siblings of gender dot male because I need to get uncles, right? So person dot get father and get siblings, father siblings who are male. So that's what we are getting here. And if you see this method here, which this person has written, it's really huge, right? It is too big. So I'm going to delete that and then go back here and then just say, uh, you know, paternal uncles, create paternal uncle finder. Uh, say finder equals paternal uncle finder. Uh, yeah, so the alternate, you can even, some of you might be thinking, why not all these on the person? It can be done, not an issue, but I just feel that mean too much of, we are just shifting the single responsibility principle from family to, the person class. It's just overloading from this side to that side. That's all. That's what I feel. Instead, we have very specific classes which will, help you which will do one thing, exactly do one thing. So now I have paternal uncle list, then maternal uncle list. I will do. We can even create, a small design pattern here, which will return the finder based on the relationship. I'm not going to do that now. I'm just fixing this. So I copy paste the same code. I look at the maternal uncle as mothers, brothers, right? So I'm going to change this to uh, get mother, brothers. So it is gender male, right? I'm going to now go back here. Uh, just copy the whole thing here. Mm, Actually, this can be this. This should be relative finder. Sorry, this should be a single because it's an interface. We'll do. Uh, okay, so we need to change this name. There's two L's there. Fix that. So family, this is done. I'm going to remove this whole code. And as a tip, whatever code you don't need, and if especially if you're checking into Git and all, you don't need, you just remove it, right? So that you are not confused. Don't comment it and keep it, just so that there's no confusion. So paternal uncle, maternal aunt, and paternal aunt. Right? Paternal aunt is easier. Paternal aunt is what? Paternal aunt is father's sisters. So we just change this to female, and we can. You might be thinking, why again common code in the if conditions? Indeed, you can come up with abstract. classes which will do the common things and extend that and do all those things. That's even a better solution. Uh, so this is paternal aunt, so father's siblings. Then I will just copy and say maternal aunt as well. So, mother's siblings, which are right, mother's sisters. Yeah, sister-in-law and brother-in-law. I'm just keeping it there. We'll just come back and check again. I shouldn't have done this part here. Please. This, this uncles. Sorry. Okay, maternal aunt, so let me remove the maternal aunt. Maternal aunt. Maternal aunt. Let me remove this maternal aunt also. This might be a little, this could be a little fast for you because, but there's nothing, no major differences. So I'm just, just getting this commented out again. Sorry, because we haven't implemented sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and I will do a quick check here because we are a little short on the time, and we'll do that. So now we have all the thing. I just want to run a quick test. So I'm moving this back to my input one dot test and my run dot sh takes input one dot test. So that's why I'm doing this thing. So now let me run it locally and see what is happening. Okay, so child addition succeeded. Satya Ahit, child addition succeeded, person not found. And if you look at uh, this one, expected Satya Ahit, so that is fixed. Sister-in-law we haven't fixed. The system also is not fixed, so we'll have some issues there. So, but let's see if it improves our code by anything, right? If not, we'll add that. So I have loaded. Oh, sorry, I didn't zip it. This is the old one. So in Geektrust, we just accept zips, RAR files, and variations of that. So yeah, test code. So coming. So oops is now better. Readability is better. All turned yellow. But this is at a point where we say that it turns from red to yellow because we are using a machine learning based product in the background called Code.ai. Sometimes what happens is Code.ai is not able to accurately pinpoint what is the issue, right? So, but if you see, if you see this, uh, the messaging has changed here. Your code passes all our clean code parameter checks. Go ahead and submit your code. Earlier it was, it said some of the clean code parameters. It said now most of it is done. So we'll quickly do the sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and then we'll fix this. And then once that is done, it will be uh, it will be fixed. I'm just still a little concerned about this. I don't know what that is, but let me see. Okay. Um. Yeah. I think I understood what it is. So uh, to get siblings, so Vasa siblings should be none because Vasa is someone who is married into the family. Yeah. See, Vasa doesn't have any siblings. So, and child addition has failed here, but it is saying child addition succeeded because Aswa is a male. So I think there is something which we need to fix in add child. Uh, so let us look at that and probably fix the sister-in-law thing. So what I'm going to do is now I will create the sister-in-law is little a complicated relationship because there are two things here. Sister-in-law is spouses, sisters, as well as wives of siblings, right? Same with brother-in-law. So we need to tackle both in one. So I'm going to write a new class. Says sister-in-law finder. Let's let you finder. Okay. So the first thing I'm again going to do is I'm going to check if person is null. This is a basic, any public method we write, we check whether the parameters are null or not so that everything is covered. Um, this this is debatable. You can even return null, but just because the person's print method is accepting a thing, I'm just doing it. But yeah. So what is the first thing we need to implement? We need to say that it's spouses, sisters, right? Now some of the cases spouses may not have any sisters, um, because and wives may not have siblings because they are married into the family. Uh, so the first thing will be to get person dot get spouse, and they may not be married also, right? So we need to check for that also. So I'm just going to do that here. Uh, spouse is equal to null, return empty, right? Um, and now what I'm going to do is so spouses, sisters, I have to get right now. We are ensuring that spouse is not null. I'm saying get siblings of gender dot sisters, right? Gender dot female, right? Uh, let me create a array list here, which is sisters in this new. And whenever you declare variables, right, declare like it has to be very clear, like insert. I could have just written the sil doesn't make any sense. It's a very lingo term used in social media and within ourselves, right? But when you make it a sisters-in-law, anybody who's coming and seeing that code knows, okay, this is a sisters-in-law. Someone may not know what an sil means, right? uh, so I'm just going to uh, do add all of spouse dot get siblings. So that is added. So the first thing is done. We got spouses. Next is wives of siblings. This is little tricky because you need to know who are siblings wives, right? So the first thing is you need to get when you're saying siblings wives, uh, we need to get the brothers first here, right? So you need to get the brothers. Um, so I'm saying brothers equals person dot get sibling of gender dot male, right? I got my brothers. Now, what if I don't have any brothers? So we have to check whether this is null or it's empty. Just return. We have already populated sisters-in-law. That's all we need. Just uh, I'm returning sisters-in-law, right? So brothers, and now let's assume that we have brothers. So we need to look through this. I'm pretty sure that there are new constructs for this. You guys might be even more aware of this, but for the time being, I'll just do this. Um, so I'll say sisters-in-law and brother dot get spouse. Right? I have added wives of siblings. So at this level, I got my siblings who are my brothers, and at this level, I got my wives. Sorry, I got my brothers' wives, which are which is the next relationship, right? So I have added this. Now let's copy the same thing for brother-in-law. Um, just okay. So brother-in-law finder will be the ulta, right? It will be spouses brothers. So first thing is need to get spouses. I'm going to change this to factor. Spouses brothers will be male, right? I change that. Then I'm getting my sister's husbands, right? Sister's husbands are also my brother-in-law. So this two uh, who is this sisters, right? Sisters. Uh, sister dot get spouse. So I have added brother-in-law finder. I hope that is correct. Let me look at the this one again. Spouses brothers. I got my spouse, and my spouse ka brother I got the husbands of siblings. Husbands of siblings is siblings I got my siblings. Husbands means I have to get my sisters. I got the sisters. Um, uh, then sisters brother-in-law I add. Right? So looks good. Let's test. Let's look at family here. We have to bring this back here. So I'm just commenting this out. So finder sister we can even pass the the person object as a constructor. That's all doable, and we can again, like I said, we can have an abstract class. So there are, you can improve this code even further. Just I'm just putting an FYI for you all, you guys. Mm. Okay. Uh, I'm going to remove this. See this code? This is the original code which had sister-in-law. Now I'm going to delete that. How much code is removed? So now, if you look at now, we have technically solved the solution. I mean, we have refactored. I have created things. The other thing I wanted to do is, I think I don't have time. We are already running out of time. So the other thing what we can do is here have a move the switch case to a different method, find get the object based on based on the factory pattern, and then just use one line, relatives finder dot find relatives. We can do that, um, but not now. I need to do little more refactoring for that. And let's look at the issue of siblings not getting correctly done. So I think I know what the problem is. Uh, so siblings, if the if what is happening here is get relationship Vasa sibling, and Vasa shouldn't have anybody because this should have failed, but this is succeeding. So we need to check why add child is succeeding. Um, child is called. Okay, yeah, here. Gender. This here is just running this. um, so a child as succeeding. um, so we need to figure that out why. I'm just looking at that code, add member, name, female. Okay, what is the path given? What is the input command given as female? Um, Aswa, okay. And family, find person, mother. Mother is equal to null. So it's person not found exception. So we have to look for mother's gender. Mother name is Aswa here, right? So mother's gender is this equals we didn't override. So that is the problem. Gender dot name we have to do. I missed this out when we did earlier. So now it should be good, hopefully. Yeah. See the gender just the Java things. So you can even create a constants here. I can actually add a constant file. Let me see if I can quickly refactor that. Uh, then I will move them to a constants file or something. Because there is no we have to we want to ensure that the little magic numbers left. So you see the constants have come here. I haven't worked on the family tree structure because that I left however it is, because if we have to do that, we will need more time. Yeah, okay. There is one behavior I missed on find person. What this logic does is, this guy creates a husband and wife and then puts a record, doesn't establish the relationship. So I just missed that out. So I'll go and add that. So public void, let's say the behavior as marry. Person, person, spouse equals person. Let's say person dot spouse. So that that relationship is established. Yeah, so technically I can remove this. I don't need to find this, and then I will just say husband dot marry. But I'm not going to touch that now. Because I'm not sure what all will break. Uh, Maybe if I had time, I would have done that, but now I don't have time. Uh, yeah, so that also actually goes. Let me try that. I don't like that here. Sorry about that. So let me just quickly do that. Suppose. Okay, now let me see if okay, there's an outbound exception of siblings Java 90. Um, okay, so this looks at this is a case where father is not there. Yeah, because if yeah, got it. There can be kids, people who are not married in the family, right? So when you uh, same thing might mean so slight change there. Let's see how it works. Okay, now we have a solution. Let me remove this. Compressing this here. And test my code. Uh, so hopefully now the correctness should be all good, and we should probably get a better readability. Yeah, so we got a green in readability. Uh, there are still some issues like where your code can be improved by the size of the method small. Uh, and there are magic numbers. Of course, there are magic numbers because we are doing array manipulations in main here. All these are magic numbers equal to 3, equal to 4. I didn't try to fix that because I wanted to get the input output thing correctly done. For if you want to fix that, you can actually use a command pattern or something like that, where for each command uh, uh, you have a class which will execute what that command needs to do. So that we can do. uh, the other thing why it is saying this method is long is because mostly because of the family here. See, this is quite a long thing. So what we can do is here, you know from this level we can just say, like you can create a new what's say okay, okay, there's some issue in sister-in-law as well. I think Atya's sister-in-law we need to check, but in this of time I'm not Atya, yeah, this person's sister-in-law is Satvi and Kribi, but because this person doesn't have a spouse, this person is not married yet. I think that's why it's breaking. So it's sister-in-law. So we need to fix that. This one is, uh, yeah. So this returns from here, right? So we need to check for this case also. So yeah. So right. It's like this. It's for this. Minor change, very minimal change so that things will work. Uh, I think the same thing needs to be done on yeah, on the same thing needs to be done on brother-in-law finder also. So so this will solve for that. Dennis, can I take some more time for moving the family thing, or
Yes, Dhanush, you can.
are
We
people
have time.
okay? Okay, fine. So let me do this so that I can just showcase you that, even once this is fixed and this one also is fixed, this magic numbers I'm not going to touch because command pattern implementation will take long time. So just what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to quickly do write um, a pattern sort of a thing which will return me a relatives finder. Uh, pass or I'll just name it as new finder. Then pass the relation. There is scope for improving that also. So these are all string. Again, these are magic numbers, right? So we need to we can just move all those things to you know enum sort of an implementation and then use that, but I'm not going to do that now. Uh, this again, sorry for my bad programming skills on Java. It's a little okay. So we're creating all the objects here by default. We should do that. Okay. Now I got the relative relations. So everything except these, I'm just saying new lattice finder of relation of find relatives of person. So from here to here, is it not? All right. Such constant. Okay, so you see now that whole thing, just because we did all this refactoring with interface oriented approach, all that I think changed to very smaller methods and very smaller classes. We still have a, issue here. This might return null if the relations are out of the set of relations. But I'm not going to do anything there because I'm just going to assume that it will be correct. Okay, so we have percent laptop, so we can. Yeah, so for son, daughter, siblings, we get it from the person. For others, we have specific things, specific classes. So let me just quickly run this again and see. Do that. Seems fine. I'm going to remove this. Already green. Our aim is to do this and get fix this. So that we can just close it. So loaded. Let me test it again. So oops is still Kodu is still not able to determine whether it is that, and we didn't achieve much in this case because I think it would help if I think one of the methods are still bigger. Some of these things we could have cleaned up also. But that I mean that so much of time is needed for that. Now all our test cases are running. We are back to where it was in terms of correctness. All are green. Now even the code recommendation says passes all our clean code parameter checks. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going ahead and submitting it. So just do a submit, and what happens now is you might get an updated score or you may not, because I'm still not sure whether we pass the thing. It will take 3-4 minutes. Now you get a proper evaluation. Still now you are doing run test and you are trying to improve your code. After once you submit the code only, something like this will come up, right? So uh, it will show, it will update here after some time. It takes like 3-4, maybe a 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes to update it, but I'm not going to wait for that. But this is essentially I'm sure this you will get a better score than whatever is shown here, which was the earlier score, and better badges, because we saw that in run test. So we can, can just sit back and relax. Even if it goes to a incomplete state, what we do at Geektrust is we manually review the code and then give it to you by the day after, in a day or two. So let me just quickly refresh. No, it doesn't come. So I think it has gone to incomplete, but that is not the uh, goal of this session. So I'll just stop my sharing, and then if there are any questions, we can take that.
Yeah, so thanks, Dhanush. Thanks a lot for the session and for everybody who attended. Would love to get your feedback. I've just put the form in chat. We'll also be mailing you. Do give us the feedback so that we can make the session better.
Yeah, and yeah, thanks all of you, coming on a Sunday morning and attending this. I hope you guys got something out of it.